try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal. So I can feel it in my soul, they gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walking around the mall. Where you from, where you at, Babylon will fall. Lose your head by the sword or obey his laws. You hear them drum beats, we in the midst of war, but it's a holy one. I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakathum. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here reppin' till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I was?
Shalom, this is the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander Gen.YAHANNA, started in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We got the Monday night radio show, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Every Monday night, you can call this number 718-506-1384 to listen to it over your phone. And you can also watch it on YouTube. The radio show on YouTube is live streamed, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also got online classes on YouTube and through our website, ISUPK.com, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pay your tithes, Israel. 10% of every dollar you earn, go to the men of the Lord, go to the school. Do not rob the Lord. Subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. Indianapolis YouTube channel and other UPK YouTube channels to stay up to date in our latest videos. We're going to get started on this one. This one's a heavy hitter. This one's a heavy hitter for World War III. World War III. We get all the goody details, all the lovely prophecies and scriptures, and we're going to break it down. We're going to prophesy what's going to happen before it didn't happen, because it's in this Bible. The Lord wrote it down. The Lord told us what was going to happen. Like he told us we was going to be in slavery. We're going to go to this lesson. Russia's response to Turkey. Turkey shot down a Russian jet. Turkey is also a NATO ally of America. Russia's response to Turkey, Russia's response to NATO. This is a report from the internet for Russia. They have identification signs, and these are well visible. Putin said, these are words about Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Instead of ensuring this never happens again, we are hearing unintelligible explanations and statements that there is nothing to apologize about. Catch up to date, watch the last video of what happened. Turkey shot down a Russian jet. Turkey refuses to apologize for shooting down that jet. Russia, this is Russia addressing the marks. No apology from Turkey. You're not going to get no apology from Turkey. Because you know he got NATO on his back. NATO and America supports the actions of Turkey. We're going to get into that as we read on to these reports about what's going on over there, on the battlefield, in the office of the presidents of these nations. What they're talking about, what's being done. We're going to get it out the scriptures, and it's going to be exactly what they're doing. We're going to start in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You're going to hear of these wars and rumors of wars. But it's going to actually, it says wars. So it's going to actually be wars. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. This right here is prophesied World War III. Nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All the nations are going to be fighting. All the kingdoms are going to be fighting against each other. That's what Christ told us was going to happen. See that you be not troubled, black man, Hispanic man, Native American Indian man, Israelites. We're going to go to the second read on the news report. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan warned Russia not to play with fire on Friday. Comments that look more likely to inflame than quell the dispute over a downed Russian bomber this week. Turkey warned Russia, do not play with fire. Russia knows what's going on and what's going on in that Middle East with ISIS and Syria. It's something going on in that ISIS and Syria that we're going to get into that is not being pushed on the media. The media is lying to you about what's really going on. The news is lying to you about what's really going on. And we're going to get into it as we get into these scriptures and these prophecies and these news reports, and we break it all down. France and Russia will exchange intelligence on Islamic State and other rebel groups to improve the effectiveness of the aerial bombing campaigns in Syria. French President Francois Hollande said on Thursday after talks with Vladimir Putin. Now this is a prophecy that we're going to get into the scriptures that France is going to join Russia in World War III. UPK been teaching this since 1969. It's been in the Bible for thousands of years. But now the prophecy is coming to pass. France is going to join Russia. We're going to go to Joel chapter 3 verse 2. Joel chapter 3 verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people. This is talking about the Lord going to bring these nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, into the Middle East. The Lord is bringing the nations there. He's bringing them there. This is all biblical prophecy. Russia going to the Middle East is biblical prophecy. And it's going to also bring French troops, France into the Middle East. Biblical prophecy. France going into the Middle East. All these nations going into the Middle East. Russia's foreign ministry on Thursday slammed as extraordinarily dangerous Poland's call to annul a NATO act that prevents it from having permanent military bases on its soil. So now Poland is trying to annul an act of NATO that Russia can have military bases on its land. Now it's trying to annul it, trying to get rid of that. Poland don't want Russian military on its Russian bases on in his land anymore. And we're going to get why in the scriptures. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. This is saying prepare war, ye Gentiles. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up the mighty men. Why? This what just happened with Poland is biblical prophecy. Poland is waking up to war. It's waking up to the fact that it has Russian bases in its country. And it has paperwork that says Russia can put more bases. Poland's waking up and saying, hold up, all this going on, this war, Russia, Turkey, NATO, America, ISIS, France, we need to do something. They're waking up. This is the scripture. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Tell them, wake up. They're waking up. Poland is waking up. All these nations are waking up to war. They're waking up to who are we going to side with? Are we going to side with Russia and its allies? Or are we going to side with NATO and America and its allies? They're waking up. These nations are waking up for war. Woo-woo! ISUPK been prophesying. And it's a beautiful thing for us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Beautiful. We're going to get into it why later as we get on more into this lesson. Ezekiel 38 and 6. The book of Ezekiel. Chapter 38, verse 6. Matter of fact, we're going to start in verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, Russia. This is biblical Russia. And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth. And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And this goes into the other report about Russia. Russia said he's going to bring in anti-aircraft tanks, anti-aircraft missiles into his base around that border so it can shoot down Turkish planes, American planes, other planes that are going to shoot itself down. The scripture said, I will bring thee back with all thy horses and all thy army. Russia, this is a prophecy from the Lord. You're going to need more than just anti-aircraft tanks. You're going to need ground forces. You're going to need every one of your forces. All thy hosts, armored, all of it. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shield and helmet. Persia is Iran. Going to join with Russia. Ethiopia. Going to join with Russia. Libya. Northern Africa. Going to join with Russia. All of them with shield and helmet. They come in to fight. This is biblical prophecy. We're going to get more. Gomer and all his bands. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands. And many people with thee. Who is that? France. France is prophesied in the Bible to join with Russia in the fight. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get deeper into it. Because this is deep. This what's going on right now is very, very deep, and it has many layers. What you're getting in the news is just the front story. It's not giving you the layers of what's going on here. It's not giving you the backstory. You're not going to get it nowhere else but the UPK. It's been prophesied in the Bible, and it's in the truth is here, so we're going to get you the truth. We're going to let you know what's going on. We're not CNN. We're not figuring live. We're going to get the deep details of this, what's going on. The remarks came as Moscow lightened control on the import of Turkish goods and threatened widespread economic retaliation in the wake of a Russian bomber being shot down by Turkish jets, and Turkey refused to apologize for the incident. This is biblical prophecy too. Russia has pressured its tourist companies to stop tourism to Turkey. Economic warfare for Turkey. Tourism. They're going to stop that tourism to Turkey. They're already started. And guess what? That's biblical prophecy. We're going to get it. Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. Everything that's going on that you see is biblical prophecy. And you're lucky enough to get it broken down by the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord gave us his knowledge so we can know what's going on. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. That's Ezekiel. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. What's going on right now is just prophecy. Every man going to flee to his own land and be with his own people. All that tourism, cutting it down, shut it down. All that tourism, shut it down. If your economy is based off tourism, it's too bad. Your economy is going down. No more Russian tourists in Turkey, in Ukraine, and no more tourism to France. No more tourism through the Middle East. No tourism. No more going to different lands. Every man going to turn to his own people and flee to his own land. Every single Russian in Turkey, right back to Russia. Flee to Russia, but back to his own land. Exactly what the Bible prophesied. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. They're going to flee to their own land. Alright? Now, here is where it's going to get interesting. Here is where it's going to get into the meat and bones, the depth that the news is not going to tell you about of this warfare and of what's going on. This is where it's going to get entangled in with America, with the other countries. This is where World War III comes in at the deepest level. President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday that Russia had given prior information to the United States of the flight path of the plane down by Turkey on the Syrian border. So America knew of the flight path of the Russian jet. I'm going to get you even more. The American side, which leads the coalition that Turkey belongs to, NATO, knew about the location and time of our planes and flights. And we were hit exactly there and at that time. Putin said. This is the president of Russia said this. They knew where we were going to be at because we gave it to America. We gave the information to America that we were going to be there. They knew exactly where they hit us and what time they hit us. That's what Putin said. At a joint press conference with French counterpart Francois Hollande in the Kremlin. The French went to Russia to talk to Russia. Because France knows something that a lot of the public doesn't really know. That's not being pushed on CNN. France knows something. That's why he's talking to Russia. Russia told this to France. America knew that we were going to be there. And it struck. Putin described Turkey's government as a sponsor of terrorism. Sponsor of terrorism. Turkey is an ally to America. We're going to break it down. America and Turkey and NATO support ISIS. They sponsor ISIS. They give weapons and all types of... They allies to ISIS. And ISIS attacked France. Therefore, that's why France went to Russia. Because Russia is the enemy to ISIS because it supports and it backs the President Assad over the Syrian president. While America is backing ISIS. That's where you get deep. Saying it profited from the sale of oil by ISIS. Turkey profits from the oil given to them by ISIS. Bought from ISIS. And criticized Turkey for refusing to apologize for the shooting down. ISIS is destabilizing the Middle East and selling oil to America. Selling oil to Turkey. Selling oil to NATO. And Turkey shot down Russia because Russia was attacking ISIS, and ISIS is bringing oil to America. Therefore, this is the start of World War III. Right here is the start of World War III. We're going to read 8. In fact, we're going to go to 9. It gets even deeper. Putin has also accused Turkey of buying oil from the Islamic State jihadist group, whose financing heavily relies on the sale of energy resources. ISIS main finances is the oil that it sells to America and Turkey and America's allies. That's how ISIS is buying more things. Putin said there was no doubt that oil from terrorist-controlled territory in Syria was making its way across the border into Turkey. Putin said he knows that ISIS is selling oil to Turkey. We see from the sky where these vehicles carrying oil are going, Putin said. They are going to Turkey day and night. And we're going to stop right there because when you look at America, it gets even deeper. America's gas prices are at an all-time low. Some of the lowest gas prices in 10 years right now. Why? Because it's buying oil from ISIS. It's buying oil from ISIS. America supports ISIS. This is starting into World War III. France joining with Russia. Ethiopia joining with Russia. Libya, North Africa joining with Russia. Iran, all joining with Russia to fight against America and its allies, NATO allies. Alright? These barrels are not only carrying oil, but also the blood of our citizens. Because this money, terrorists buy weapons and ammunition and then organize bloody attacks, he added. All this as he's talking to the French. He said the France knows that ISIS is getting money from America to buy munitions and weapons. And then they use that to organize bloody attacks, Russia said. The bloody attacks that they attacked France, the attack in Paris, that is being funded through segue ISIS from America. ISIS attacked them. ISIS is backed by America. This is where you get into World War III. This is why gas is so cheap right now in America. They buy it from ISIS. NATO and America profits from ISIS. Alright? France knows this, and this is part of the reason France will join Russia. France knows. But you layman, regular people listening, watching CNN, you're not going to know this. You're not going to be taught this. This is not you stuck on Black Friday. You stuck on Black Friday in the Super Bowl. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? While chaos is breaking apart, the world is fighting. This is going down. The world is breaking apart, nation against nation, going into a third world war. And you worried about a football game because of America. America got you asleep, black people. America got you asleep. We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations, gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. The Lord is bringing all this warfare. The Lord is bringing the host of the battle. The Lord is bringing all the nations gathered together. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Howdy, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. This is all leading up to the nuclear war. Nuclear bombs being dropped all over the world. The Lord destroying this place called America. Destroying all these nations. The destruction from Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Everybody in America's face is going to be amazed when nuclear bombs drop. When World War III starts. You're going to be pains, you're going to be in sorrow. For crying for all your family members that are dead. Your hands are going to be faint and your heart going to be melt because it's going to be a shock. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be crying. That everything you love is going to be destroyed and is being destroyed in front of you. Everything of America. The day that you never thought would come. America's destruction. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. The Lord is going to destroy the sinners. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, stop sinning. Stop sinning against the Lord. Come to the UPK to learn all the statutes and commandments that you have to follow so you're not being a sinner. Because the Lord is not coming to destroy sinners. And he's coming to destroy these heathens. And we'll go to 11 and 12. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. The Lord is going to punish America for its wickedness, for its 400 years of slavery, for its police brutality, for its wicked system set up to destroy black, Hispanics, and Native American families. This place is going to be destroyed. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. You white men, you white cops that's terrorizing the black people, you're going to be laid low. You people, you black people that are coons, that love America and want America to flourish and don't give a damn about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans being destroyed here and have been destroyed to build this place up. You love America so much and you trust in America, you trust in the dollar, you trust in American system, you trust in American holidays, you trust in American way of life. Homosexuality is okay, democracy. You don't trust in the Lord and the commandments and the God of this Bible. You will be brought low. The Lord is going to cause that proudness to cease. There ain't going to be no more proudness in America. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. These men in the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to be golden. We're going to be the leaders, the gold men, the warriors of this place, to rescue blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans out of this hellhole as it's being destroyed. We are the leaders. Join the I.S.U.P.K. The Lord is going to make us finer than gold. Our words and the knowledge come from the UPK is going to be the law. It's going to be the greatest thing that you can ever hear. The Bible says knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. The knowledge in this UPK is what's going to keep our people safe. You can't trust in America. You're going to need strong I.S.U.P.K soldiers with the knowledge of the Lord. With the knowledge of the Lord about what's going to happen in this place. About the biblical prophecies. About the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord will kill you for breaking. We're going to go to 15 and 19. Verse 15. Chapter 13, verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. You joined unto America, you're going to fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. This is their soldiers. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. America is going to be invaded. America will be invaded, and your women will be raped. The white women will be raped, and their children will be killed, and the house is spoiled. America's going to fall. Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen. That's what the Bible proclaims. America will fall and will be destroyed. Let's go to 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. It's Iran. Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows, you can't pay off the Iranians. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, their missiles. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of their womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Everything going to be destroyed here in America. Everything that's not joined with the one body of Christ, every man, woman, and child, they're going to be destroyed. And the ones that live through are going to be brought into slavery, the heathens, the white man. You black people need to, blacks experiencing Native Americans, you children of Israel, need to follow the commandments of the Lord. Join the I.S.U.P.K so you can learn the commandments of the Lord and be a part of this one body so you can be protected by the Lord in these last days. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord equates America with Sodom and Gomorrah. And he's going to overthrow it the same way he did Sodom and Gomorrah. Fire. Burn, fire and brimstone. Burn it down, baby. Burn down Sodom. Burn down Babylon. America's going to be burned with nuclear fire. And nuclear bombs are going to drop here in America and destroy America. America's government will fall in this time. The government will fall. Your county building, your county courthouse, your police, your senates, all the buildings, all that will fall. All their organization, everything will fall, and there will be nothing. Nothing but chaos and anarchy in the streets of America, except for the I.S.U.P.K, where we will run things in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. We will take charge. We will fill that void of power that the police, when they're gone, and the government, Senate, there's no more courthouse, jail, all of it's done and gone away with, and there's nobody to run it, and the white man's at war, full-fledged, full scale, being destroyed, like in the movies. The I.S.U.P.K will rise up in power. The Lord will give us that power. And you will need the discipline, the order, and the knowledge of the I.S.U.P.K in that day. That beautiful day, America will fall. America is falling. Alright? So we get all into these deep scriptures, into the deep knowledge of World War III. Subscribe to I.S.U.P.K Indianapolis and other I.S.U.P.K channels to learn more and watch more of our videos as these things develop and the war develops more. As all these armies, Ethiopia, France, Ethiopia got to join the fight, France going to join Russia, all the wars going to happen. And then the nuclear bombs drop. When the nuclear bombs start dropping, you're going to need the UPK. Alright? I.S.U.P.K started in 1969 under Commander GEN.YAHANNA from Harlem, New York. Alright? 1 West 125th Street. There's only one school. Pay your tithes, Israel. 10% of all the money you own goes to the school. The money you earn goes to the school. The radio show every Monday night. You call the number 718-506-1384. You can also listen to it on YouTube. Monday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Our online classes are also on YouTube. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to listen over the phone, you call that same number. Shalom!
shot big smalls. If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together. So let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity. And this ain't nothing new, this shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should've been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man, they'll go right into their plan. And I'm sick of this, it's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I'll take a loss. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like alkaline. We strapped up like Caliban. When it's wartime, I'm on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again, it's the afterlife.
No one knows because they tried